Seriously, think about it. Almost 40 million people in a single city. That's a lot of people. It's easy to feel a bit lost in the crowd, but I'm told that things are changing, that the population is actually decreasing. Is Tokyo hoping to become more and more life-sized? Or has it always secretly evolved around small-scale elements that only locals can see and experience? If so, I may have been looking in the wrong places.
Wait. It's like so quiet. It's completely silent in narrow streets.
Yeah.
We're like the noisiest thing here.
But this is really, for me, the kind of the iconic space of this neighborhood between these two buildings. Yeah,
I can touch
exactly.
the walls too.
Yeah.
Tracking changes in Tokyo's urban fabric is Sam Holden's passion. He has written several articles on the evolution of his adoptive city. According to him, Japan's biggest city is now at a standstill, or as he calls it, a post-growth period. So, where does it head next?
Why do you use the expression post-growth?
The big thing that's really happening in Japan in the beginning of the 21st century is that the population is starting to decline.
Mm-hmm.
So in the next 50 years, the population of Japan is going to decline by 45 million people, and they have the lowest birth rate in the whole country. Nobody's having kids. Tokyo is just a giant demographic black hole right now. In the 20th century, economic growth as well was largely correlated to demographic growth. When you had a young population that was entering the workforce, that was really what was driving economic growth. Now that the population is declining and getting older, not only is the amount of people shrinking, but the economy is not growing either. In terms of the city, that means that we're starting to see more and more buildings that don't have users. You know, you could be in any nice, seemingly beautiful neighborhood like this. If you really look around, you know, maybe 20% of the stores are empty, or 10% of the houses have nobody living in them. A lot of the young people now who are using these vacant spaces in the city, they're using make-share houses and different spaces, but a lot of those places kind of have a public function to them as well. It's not just a place to live privately with your friends. It's a place where you can kind of create some sort of connection with the city or create some sort of social space. The city is really facing, I think, two big urban challenges. First one is by 2030, 1 out of every 4 people in Tokyo are going to be over 65. And so how to keep those people engaged in the community, how to make sure that they're not isolated, especially because traditional spaces of community are starting to disappear. And the other problem is that young families don't really have places where they can raise their kids here.
But challenges, in general, can be met with solutions. If communities here are willing to get organized, to work together, they can transform vacant space into public space.